I'm just going to demonstrate a couple of ways that we might want to be able to enter geography or a place into the system using maybe a third-party tool like GeoLocate or just manual entry using some pretty standard autocomplete with some intelligent um, backfilling. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and enter exactly as it's shown on the label. Okay, so in this case, it's Central Experimental Farm, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So I can click either this button or this guy right here, this label here, to interpret that into these fields. Now, I normally don't like to double up my UI, but I just want to clarify that these two elements may not be very proximate on the page, and people may be working asynchronously. One person may enter verbatim locality, and another person comes along to add the assertion for place later. So I don't want to only do one or the other. I want both. So like I said, I don't normally double up my UI, but in this case it's necessary. So I can click the little magic wand. It's going to go ahead and interpret using GeoLocate. Now we could use multiple systems and we'll just have a little UI to pick which system you want to use. But for today, let's just imagine we only have one system in place. It's GeoLocate. So it's going to interpret it and it's going to spit out some results here. So based on what you entered here, it's figured out that you mean Ottawa, which is in Carleton County, Ontario, Canada, North America. Now I can disagree with any of these assertions if I want. For instance, let's say, for instance, Ottawa renamed Carleton County to Ottawa Carleton County or something. And I know that because I live here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the correct assertion by just simply saying, no, I don't like this guy, and I'll enter whatever I want. It's just entering whatever text string you want. You're going to have a little feedback here to tell you that, well, some of these are interpreted by GeoLocate, but this one is not. I can go ahead and get rid of that interpretation if I don't like it anymore. Get rid of that. It's going to keep any manual entries that I've already done. And if I go to reinterpret, you can do that at any time. You could reinterpret. If I have a manual entry, it's going to have to ask me what I want to do with that data. So in this case, it's telling me I have a conflict here because I have data that's going to overwrite your data. Well, what do you want to do? Well, maybe I want to say, well, don't overwrite my data. Keep my original data. There it is. But what if I don't care because I know that data is bad and it's old and it was entered 20 years ago and I want the proper GeoLocate data? So I can just go ahead and say overwrite my data and it will overwrite that data. This could be more sophisticated. I'm merely trying to show that there would have to be some kind of intermediary step to tell you, well, I've got a conflict of data. What I really want to avoid is keep both. We can get into secondary assertions another time. I'm really just trying to get to one assertion at this point. And of course, there would be a record saying that user A overwrote this field with that field. There would have to be a record of that so that we could at least see it. But in this case, I just want to keep things more straightforward. I could also enter things manually, so I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that, and I can work from in the order from least specific to most specific. So I can go ahead and say North America, and then as soon as I type CA into this field, the only CA country in North America is Canada. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that from the list, and let's just assume I did the rest that way. So as you go down the list, each auto-complete field, the selections would be limited by the thing you picked above it. So if you've already picked country and you go to pick state province, it's only going to give you the options of state provinces that apply to Canada, for instance. However, what I'd love to be able to do is start with the most specific thing I know. If I know it's Ottawa, I can go ahead and start typing OTT. And as soon as I do that, it's going to give me every result of a municipality OTT in the entire world. So I know, of course, I need Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And as soon as I select that, it's going to go ahead and backfill everything up the chain because, of course, we know Ottawa is in Carleton, which is in Ontario, Canada, North America. So 3 ways to enter your data. I can use my magic wand and have it automatically interpreted using a third-party system. I could enter things least specific to most specific. Or what I'd love to be able to do is just pick any of these fields, and as soon as I pick a municipality, obviously this list could be rather exhaustive. So hopefully you've typed enough of the name to reduce the list to something logical. But as soon as I see that option, boom, and it backfills everything. So I'm able to do that. And that is a demonstration of entering geography or places into the system. Thank you.